Great to see everybody here today as we're kicking off the holiday season, shopping local, which is really important. And I speak from personal experience because many years ago, my mother started a small retail shop, flower and gifts, and I worked there on weekends for her and helped her set up the business. As her daughter's a lawyer, she thought would know how to do it. Didn't really know, but I did it. But the point is, I understand personally the challenges of being a small retailer and how you start out with a dream, and here we have in Brooklyn an opportunity for this great store to promote all those who are just getting a start, who create the most beautiful products, the clothes, the jewelries, the candles, and everything you see here. And this is a great outlet, and I thank the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce for helping make this be a place they can support each other and create an ecosystem which really adds a lot to the interests of this community. So it's all about supporting the local mom and pop shops. It's about making sure that they know that we're protecting them. And when I first became governor, huge spike in retail theft. I mean, nationwide, you saw the brazen efforts by these organized retail theft rings that would just go into stores and sweep the shelves, fill up their bags and boxes and backpacks and jump into vehicles and go on and do it again and again and again. And this was having a paralyzing effect on our small businesses. And I heard from them. And I walked the streets in Brooklyn and in Queens. And I remember up in the Bronx meeting a small business owner who said, I'm just going to leave the cash drawer open because they're going to come in every day and take everything I have out of it, the cash as well as the merchandise. So it was a huge source of frustration. My view is that when I hear concerns like this, I have to take action. And we took action. And I went back to my team and says, we have to do something to give them a better shot of success and to stop this specter of this ongoing theft, which is creating chaos for the retailers, the loss in merchandise, the hit to the bottom line, but also the employees who are being threatened, who are fearful for their lives simply doing their jobs and coming to work every day. So we saw this opportunity to stand up and speak about it, draw attention to it, but also roll up our sleeves and get to work. And what I did is I went back to the legislature. I said, we're going to need some money for this. We allocated $40 million to help our district attorneys set up their own SWAT teams, so to speak, to go do investigations. Because I would say that with murders and shootings and other crimes on the rise, this did not rise as a priority for many offices because of limited resources. So we gave them the resources. And here in Brooklyn, our great district attorney, Eric Gonzalez, I talked to his team members, and they got started, and they became very aggressive about that, as we've seen across the state. So number one was putting money into the system. Number two was also making sure that we had grants to help small businesses that needed security funds, to put in some cameras and other measures they can take to protect their merchandise. Number three, we had to change the laws to increase the penalties for anyone who assaults someone who's in the process of, they're working behind the counter, they're vulnerable. Not just in stores like this, but even I would go to gas stations and, I would watch some of the footage. I was out in Long Island watching the footage from the store of someone literally being beaten up while someone was stealing from them. Someone walked behind the counter and beat the crap out of them and then walked off with merchandise. So that was going on. So we wanted to make sure our penalties were increased to protect the people who come to work every single day. We had 100 people dedicated from the state police to the first ever task force that did coordinated work with federal, state, and local law enforcement to bring it all together. And guess what? After all these efforts, and we launched this in March of 2024, about 18 months ago, I'm here to report that statewide and in the city of New York, retail theft has already gone down 13%. Now, that's after going up. It had gone up literally 68% since the pandemic, up 68%. Now look how much it has dropped just in 1 year because of our efforts. So we never say mission accomplished. We're here to continue the work, but I want to put a spotlight on the fact that as we enter this holiday season, we want people to come out, feel comfortable walking in the places like this or their storefronts or going anywhere they want. We encourage people to shop in person as much as you can, because there are real people, real stories to be told, real families where someone has a dream, and you want to make sure that they're successful because it adds so much color and personality and character to our local communities. So I'm a big believer in small businesses, supporting the 70,000 retail businesses that we have across the great state of New York. but also protecting them, making sure that they know that we are on the front lines to make sure they have everything they need. So retail theft is down 13% statewide, in the city as well. We're going to keep the money coming and making sure our businesses can thrive, especially as we enter into a holiday season that, I will just put as an aside, has been cast into a lot of uncertainty because of tariffs and a lot of merchandise that's not here because you make everything here in Brooklyn.
Right.
Thank you for making everything here in Brooklyn. But those who sell merchandise that comes from overseas, as many holiday gifts are, people have been in a panic about the tariffs and the increase in merchandise. And who absorbs that? Is the retailer supposed to absorb that, or is it the customer? And I'm telling you, many times it is going to be the customer, and they're bracing for a holiday season where their money will not go as far as it would have a year ago because of these tariffs, I believe, illegally imposed by the President of the United States. So that's another factor here, which is why we want to keep retail theft down, keep more money in the pockets of our business owners here. So, and I want to introduce Gaia, who is a leader here. She's on the executive committee of the board.
I'm the executive director of the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce, of the Brooklyn Made Store for the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce. Yes.
And here, tell the story about this amazing place.
So, the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce opened the Brooklyn Made Store in 2023. Our first location is in Industry City down in Sunset Park. We opened this location in 2024, and we represent over 200 individual makers who are based here in Brooklyn and who are creating the wonderful products that you're seeing here today and that the governor purchased. We are really proud to support the Brooklyn economy through this store. That's what the Chamber's goal is economic development for the borough of Brooklyn. And we're really happy to have you here today. We have seen a marked decrease in retail theft, and we're really proud of the work that the governor has done and the partnerships with law enforcement, with our space holders, our landlords, and our fellow retailers. We've all worked really hard, and we really appreciate it. It is an impact on us financially when there's theft, but it's also an impact, more importantly for me, on the morale of my staff. So to have that decrease has made a huge difference, and we're really excited that we've seen the shift, and we're heading into an incredible holiday season that we know will be beneficial not only for us, but for all of the makers that you see on our shelves.
I also see a baby sighting. Councilmember Lincoln Ressler, come on over. Come on over. Who is this?
This is Elliot.
Elliot.
Good to see you, Lincoln.
How old is Elliot?
Elliot is almost 11 months.
Oh, sweetheart. How are you, buddy?
We've got a couple of outfits for this kid.
Yeah.
And so, there's some Brooklyn T-shirts. I saw your size over there, Elliot.
There you go.
Yes,
We're going to get
indeed.
some good stuff.
Oh, look at
Elliot.
the teeth coming in, too. How you
He's a
doing?
cutie.
Oh, he's adorable.
We're so happy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate your support of our
Thank you
local
so much.
businesses as well,
Absolutely.
Councilmember.
This is a wonderful place. Brooklyn Made has been such a wonderful addition, and City Point has been a great addition to downtown Brooklyn. And we really appreciate your efforts to help prevent and reduce retail theft, which has been such a chronic issue, and it's been getting so much better.
Getting better, getting better. Not done yet, but we're getting better.
That's
So.
it.
All right, guys, we have some time for some on-topic questions. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, everything's on topic these days. Since you're talking, can you take a step towards the governor? Since we're talking about public safety and protecting businesses, obviously the news now that Jessica Tisch is staying as police commissioner. Have you spoken to her since this announcement was finalized? And what information can you shed on how this came to be? She did express that she had multiple conversations with the mayor-elect.
Mm-hmm. No, I was involved in conversations actually in the summertime and again in the fall about the importance of stability in the NYPD, and to have someone who's so well respected and trusted in that position and really came in and cleaned house and made sure that the people who put out their lives on the line every day, 35,000 people who show up to work, have a leader they can believe in, that'll have their backs and make sure they have what they need to do their jobs to protect New Yorkers. So I think it's a very good outcome. It's one of the conversations I had with the candidate at the time to say that this is an important message to the community that you are prioritizing public safety, and she is the one who can do that. So I had conversations with both individuals, and I'm glad it worked out. I think this is has a calming effect on this community, and that's important. And I believe that she will do what it takes to continue the trajectory we're on, which is crime is down. I mean, we are seeing numbers. Again, you talk about numbers and something bad happens tomorrow and people say those numbers don't matter. Well, you can't ignore the statistics right now. They really are profound. I mean, murder's down about 20%. I think all crimes are down 3.6%, but you look at shootings are at some of the lowest numbers we've seen, period. And that's extraordinary, given where we were just a few short years ago. So I give a lot of credit to local law enforcement and the leadership of Jessica Tisch, and I think they're going to have a great partnership, and I look forward to that.
And Governor, are you hoping that this sends a message to the Trump administration that New York doesn't need federal troops, or just Tom Homan yesterday saying there will be an increase in ICE presence? Are you hoping that this sends a message also from that group that you've appointed, Jackie Bray to lead? Is this all part of one of your non-negotiables, perhaps, with Team Mamdani to put a strong public safety head or retainer?
Well, it's something we had I don't use the word non-negotiable. I say it was a conversation we had that I thought would be, as I was giving my free advice, this is one item I suggested would be very helpful. But yes, you are correct that it does tie into our overall narrative to the president that, listen, it's going to be fine here. We have someone who's seasoned, experienced, and I see the Mamdani administration bringing in real pros, and I suggested that was important to get people to understand City Hall and the possibilities and what has been tried before and what can be tried now. I think that's just going to set him up for real success, something we all need to be vested in. Whether you voted for him or not, you need to be vested in the success of New York City. That's been my position from the very beginning. So I think this is an important step to send the message to the Trump administration that if you're coming here on the pretext that we need the National Guard because crime is going up in the city, that is not the story being told here in New York. Not at all. Our police officers work tirelessly to protect this city, and the numbers are showing success. Our subway numbers, the lowest subway crimes in recorded history. I mean, think about that. That's extraordinary, especially where we were just a few short years ago. So this is something I will continue to reinforce to the Trump administration, continue the conversations I've already had about how we are doing just fine and our National Guard can be better used elsewhere.
Has New York also Tisch then?
Pardon me?
Has Trump also, does he know about Tisch? Have you talked to him about her?
He knows everything that's going on in New York City. Everything.
Governor, two quick follow-ups. In your discussions this summer with the police commissioner, can you tell us she obviously had some reservations, some policy differences with her soon-to-be boss. She alluded to some of these in a letter to NYPD officers this morning that she sent out. Can you walk us through what she expressed to you maybe about her hesitation to accept this job and if you had any role in sort of assuaging those fears?
No.
And separately, could you give us a little more specific info about what her role will be in this group led by Jackie?
No, I think I don't want to overstate anything. I had suggested this would be a good outcome to the candidate at the time. Very positive. I had a conversation when the Commissioner of Police and I were at an event about, I thought, the importance of stability. And she loves what she does. She is passionate about her work, and she wants to continue that work. And so we talked about just making sure that, that she can continue doing what she's doing. That's important. She needs to be able to continue exactly doing what she's doing, but also to have conversations about, where the mayor-elect wants to prioritize efforts as well. That's important. You have to have those conversations. So I think it's going to work out just fine. I really do. I have two individuals. One is the mayor, but also an individual who is so experienced, knows exactly what she needs to do. And really, we look at the numbers. We're seeing the crime go down. I've been very involved because I didn't think it was going the way I wanted it to. A few years ago, we've invested money. We're paying for subway police officers on subways to protect the overnight trains. We're doing a lot in cooperation. I look forward to continuing that same level of cooperation with the new mayor as well as the current Commissioner of Police. So I think it's just a great outcome for the city.
And on the specific role the Commissioner will play in your group that Jackie Bray.
No, very important. No, they're already on speed dial with each other over this. You don't know. And what's so good is that when I got elected, I brought in a lot of professionals who had government experience, a lot of City Hall experience. So they have relationships that predate their time with. My team has relationships with Jessica Tisch that predate their time with me. Right. So that is very powerful. And people should take comfort in that we will be there to assist the city in any way possible, and we always have been in that position.
Great, Hannah, go ahead.
Governor, a state level question from my colleague in Albany. I just have a question
Retail
about,
theft?
What?
Retail theft or crime?
It has to do with crime. Department of Corrections, they, fired 2,000 corrections officers earlier this year. Why hasn't the DOCCS moved quicker to rehire?
Oh, no, I'll stop you right there. You cannot go quicker than we have to rehire people. $3,000 signing bonuses. I lowered the age from 21 to 18. I had to get that through the legislature to be able to allow a larger pool for us to draw from.
But for the people who were already fired, that were wrongfully
Well,
fired.
people who wrongfully fired?
The ones who were fired because they didn't show up to work, but they had legitimate reasons, like they were on leave.
Okay, now, let me get back to the right word here, which is illegal. Illegal wildcat strike that paralyzed our prison system. And I will never, ever get over the fact that there are people who take an oath of office to protect the inmate population, the incarcerated people, other corrections officers, the other support staff from unions who come in and feed them and take care of their health care. They walked off the job and left them vulnerable. That's not behavior that we're ever going to reward. Now, we are working hard. I still have National Guard filling in. We have brought back some on case-by-case bases. But let's not forget what drove this huge shortage of workers just less than a year ago. And I've been trying to manage that. And unfortunately, the taxpayers are paying a lot of money for that. We're getting there. We're making real progress. But also, our ability to consolidate some of the prisons where right now, Bear Hill, for example, in the North Country, has about 57% beds occupied. But we're struggling to staff that, even that. So we're consolidating. Nobody loses their job, by the way. When we do our consolidations, no correction officer ever loses their job because we need them. So we're consolidating that. We just announced that. Same thing over at Corrections in Western New York. These are changes we have to make. But also, step out of that, we also have a declining prison population, especially with the decriminalization of lower-level drug crimes like marijuana. That has resulted in plummeting numbers of people incarcerated. So it's a larger dynamic, but I would not question our desire to hire more people. We've gone on recruiting trips, especially in populations that are right now not represented in the workforce, more women, more people of color. So we're aggressively going after that. So if anybody wants to be a corrections officer, got a signing bonus. You can be an 18-year-old, get trained. But we definitely want to diversify that population as well.
Great. Governor, with Tish and the NYPD, Mamdani has to set up this new Department of Community Safety, which he wants to take away certain, mental health capabilities or responsibilities from the NYPD, put them over to this new department. And part of that might include response to domestic violence cases. Should Tish have more of what should her role be,
I'm going to tell you right
over
now,
that department?
I am going to let them work that out. I am not going to micromanage the relationship between the mayor and his commissioner of police. We're going to let them use us as a support system when they need help, like we put money toward every level of crime there is. We have task force, not just on retail theft, but also what we're doing in the subways and elsewhere. So let's let the opportunity for them to work together, find their groove, and continue doing what they're doing.
But
So
on DV
that's-
cases,
guys, we gotta go.
should
That's all
cops
I'm-
not be responding to DV cases?
That's something that the city is working on right now. Let them work this out right now. I will be involved if necessary, and only if necessary. Let's let this relationship work.
Thanks, guys.